What about getting celebrities on podcasts? Have you ever thought about how to do that?
Interesting question. How do you go about getting
You
a
know,
celebrity on a podcast? I thought they were like
you don't just
exclusive.
repeat the question back to me. It doesn't work like that. But okay. All right. Well, I'll give you this one. So we have people asking us all the time, when they're coming in to do a podcast, they want to get some big names on the show, but it can be really intimidating because how do you approach somebody that notoriously celebrities have gatekeepers because everyone's coming to them to get them on their show, on their podcast? And the one thing there's actually going to be like two or three things that we're going to go through. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a very clear proposition for what's in it for them. We talked about this on a previous episode with your press kit. So you need to always think from their lens about when you approach them. Obviously, you're going to have to figure out how to approach them, get their email address or get their phone number or find their PR agent and find their gatekeeper. But when you approach them, you want to make sure that you are telling them the value that you're going to deliver to them. Oftentimes, if you're getting somebody to be a guest on the show, it's that alone is something that people want, right? People want to have exposure to other people's audiences. And if you have an audience, that's already a value that you're providing for them. And you're going to celebrate their story. You're going to give them footage. You're going to give them content. Maybe you're even going to run ads to your episode to promote the conversation. So that's the first step. First step, you got to figure out, okay, obviously, what's their contact? That's the most important thing. And then two, you have to really make it clear what value they're going to get from donating their time to be on your show.
Yeah, a big thing that's different for celebrities versus your, run-of-the-mill podcast guest is the level of fit needs to be almost perfect for them. They have so much less time, and one thing we've seen is if the show isn't exactly what they're looking for, their PR agent, is looking for very specific requirements for what types of shows or PR channels they want to be on. And if your show isn't a perfect fit, they're just going to say no. They're usually pretty nice about it, but they're going to say no. So you can't just send out your normal press kit, blast it out with a templated email. When you get to celebrities, you should be customizing as much as possible. Go out and listen to their show and actually show that you care before just sending out a generic message that they're going to ignore.
And it's also interesting thinking about the reasons why someone will say yes. Oftentimes it's about eliminating the guesswork. So if you can show that you already have people showing up to your party, other people are going to be more likely to show up. And not just anybody, but the people that have the same status or credibility level as that guest. So this is, I think many people have kind of heard the story of how Founder magazine got Richard Branson on the cover of their first magazine. And that's kind of similar what you can do with your podcast. So you might need to hit the pavement a little bit, go find people in your network to introduce you to a celebrity of some clout. And then you can have that as leverage to go out to book your next guest. So we were on one podcast, we were booking some guests for the show, and we had somebody from, I'm not going to name the names, but well, actually I will. We had somebody from IKEA on the show. And so when we sent the message to another company, they ended up not booking yet, but we had an introduction because the executive assistant to the CEO said, "Hey, I think this is a good fit for you because they had this person from IKEA on the show. So what do you think?" And the CEO replied back, "Yeah, actually, this sounds like a good opportunity. Let's get back to it in next quarter." It didn't end up going through, but that's the idea, right? So if you have somebody that's the same caliber of credibility and clout, that can be a sort of a step in or a proof that me as a CEO or a celebrity of similar caliber, they've already vetted that the show that they're going to go on, because their friend is on it or their peer, then it's good enough for me to be on as well. So that's another sort of strategy. Mm-hmm. All right. So how do you actually get the celebrities? What else do you do?
Setting your sights on many celebrities. If you're stuck on a single person, you say, "I want to have Michael Jordan on the podcast, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get Michael Jordan." That's great. Do that and just keep, bothering them until they come on your podcast. But in the meantime, open up your sites to, a list of 100 plus people that you think would be a good fit. and just be relentless about messaging all those people. One mistake, early podcasters will make is that they don't send enough messages. To get your show filled up with high profile people, you need to message a lot of guests. Until your show reaches a point where they are coming to you, you want to message tons and tons of people. A lot of them are going to say it's not the time yet. Then you can come back to those people later once you did land a few celebrities and then pitch them again. But to start, send out tons of outbound messages. And eventually you'll find people who just really resonate with your show, even if you're just getting started, and they're going to want to be on it.
And the other thing is about asking the people that you have booked for referrals and recommendations. Too many people end the show and they say, wow, that was such a great episode. I'll see you later. But what you have is you have this like warm, fuzzy feeling after, assuming that you nailed the interview and you didn't embarrass yourself. You have this warm, fuzzy feeling from the guests, and they're like, now they're buddies with you. They just bonded. They just shared their soul and their story, and they're ready to be friends at that point, right? You've just really gotten to know them. Use that time to get their direct phone number, send them a text message, and then, thank them for the interview and say, by the way, you were such a great guest. I really enjoyed the conversation. Do you have somebody else that you would recommend to be on the show? I'd love to see if you have someone else. So referrals are, the best compliment you can ever get is a referral. And so if you can get people that are up in that higher level of credibility and clout, they're going to know other people that they can refer you. So super easy thing to do, but it's very, very effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else,
That's
Luke?
a great point. And also, to continue on that, do it on the call. Don't wait until after in an email, because it's so much easier to just tell someone no in an email than when you have them on the hook. Like you said, they get that warm, fuzzy feeling right at the end of the video. It's like the highest level of emotion that they're going to have in the whole process of working with you. So ask them right at the end of the call when they're in the best mood possible.
One place is about timing. So if you think about who is more likely to say yes, it's about the when. So whenever you receive an opportunity, if you're in the middle of a heads down, I'm focused, I'm building something, I don't want to take any extra meetings, you're 100% going to say no to any opportunity that comes your way. However, if you're in promotion mode and you've got a new book coming out, or you have a new album dropping, or you have a new movie coming out, those are the times when you are going to say yes to every opportunity that comes to promote this new project that you're working on. So how do you find what's new and trending? Go and build a list of all the Amazon new releases in your category. See who's got a book coming out in the next 2 months, 3 months. And then you reach out to those people. Hey, I saw you have a book coming out. This looks like a cool book. I can't wait to read it. Love to interview you. You go to Spotify, all the new releases on Spotify. You go to, the new movies that are coming out, and you find, okay, who's got something that's coming out? Same thing. You can look at startup software launches. Whenever a startup is out, and on Product Hunt, for example, this is a great place to go. You can see who's launching new things, and then you can get their email, send them an email, and the timing is right. Normally, again, it's just like positioning yourself, being the person that asks them when the timing is right. You're prepared, you're polished, you've got some actual credibility in your email. And you're saying, hey, I've interviewed people that are like you, so you can trust me. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just going to record this episode and then never actually finish it. And then you have some kind of what's in it for them tied into the email. So by coming in with an hour of your time, you're going to get this, and this. Plus, I'm going to, share it with my network. I'm going to hit it to my email list, and I'm going to, drop $100 in ad spend just to make sure that people see it. So that's, I think, a great crash course on how to get celebrities. And if this doesn't work, if you can't get a celebrity from here, then just contact us. We know how to do it. We've got a lot of relationships with people already. And then we have, different PR companies that we work with as well. So if nothing else, we've got a team that has the ability to get in there and be relentless for you. So we have, that people that can send emails around the clock to the decision makers, to the gatekeepers, and start those conversations and promote you. All right. So this is it. If you enjoyed this episode, hit us up, drop us a comment. And as always, if you have something else you want us to talk about, just drop us an email and we'll cover it.